Right, so hello everyone to this panel discussion, Challenges of Digital Transformation in the Aerospace Sector. Okay, this is moderated by Aviaciondigital and Fly News. And my name is Cristina, and we are all here to talk about digital transformation. And I'm sure we all know what it's all about. But the real challenge is how to implement digital transformation strategy. And as the sun goes, if you can imagine it, you can achieve it, right? But it will take a lot of hard work and also will take great minds. So it happens that I'm surrounded by great minds. So allow me to introduce you to Luis Miguel Del Saz Rodriguez, Head of Digital Design, Manufacturing and Services at Airbus. Luis Miguel.
Hello.
How are you?
Fine. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Just briefly, can you tell us something about you and what you're doing, actually?
Okay. I'm Luis Miguel. I work in Airbus for 31 years old, and the last 5 years I'm working in digital transformation. I started working in procurement digital transformation, and the last 2 years I am in DDMS. DDMS is the project that Airbus has launched to manufacture the new plane, the future new plane. And also we have several demonstrators in the 3 division where what we are doing is digitalize the product, digitalize customer service, and this is the challenge that we have now.
Okay, thank you very much. Our next guest is Javier Herrero, Vice President Change Management and IT at Air Nova Aerospace. Javier, hello, how are you doing?
Fine.
Just briefly, what are you doing actually?
Well, I'm as you mentioned, I'm currently a VP of Change Management and IT. I joined Air Nova 15 years ago, coming from a career in as a business application consultant and project manager. So I started to help organizations from the inside instead of only on the outside. And well, with several positions as a IT operation manager and other IT responsibilities, we came to define an area of work that handles not only IT but also the relation between that core process for digital transformation and the change management needed for that to happen. And therefore, we reshaped the organization as just to work these different paths together, and I'm helping leading that process.
Okay, interesting. Next guest is Eduardo Mozas, Managing Director, AD Industry from Accenture. Hello, Eduardo.
Hello, Cristina. Thank you very much. Okay,
Could you briefly explain what you're doing?
Yes, sure. So I'm Eduardo Mozas. I'm working in Accenture. I joined Accenture in 1994, so almost 27 years ago. You know, my background has been always in supporting our clients in the development of new programs that are transforming the way of working. And in those programs, you know, technology has played always a very relevant position, no? Because it's bringing standardization, it's bringing a new way of leveraging data, and it's bringing efficiency at the end of the day. No? So I have been working in the industry the last 20 years, the last 15 in a row, trying to support the customers in implementing those transformational projects in order to gain efficiency.
Oh, nice. And our next guest is Luc Nicody. Bonsoir, Director of Sales from Sabena. How are you doing?
Well, Vice President Purchasing, exactly. Fine, thank you. So just a short brief. So I'm working for Sabena Technics since the last 7 years, and I've been in charge of purchasing and lastly last 2 years of export control, so also the export control officer. So our industry is MRO, so it's service industry. And as was explained previously by the director of the airport, the service is leading by really you need to have a good tracking and really fast information. So definitely information and digital technology is key for that. And maybe I will let after the Mr. François Dorés, who will present himself, to develop more what we are developing.
Okay. All right. Well, we are limited time. We have limited time, right? So let me start by asking Eduardo, please. What is the digital maturity in the A&D industry, and which are the challenges you're facing?
Okay, thanks, Cristina. So we all know that the industry that we are going to have after the pandemic is going to be quite different to the one that we used to have before. And we know that digital might be one of the levers that companies are trying to leverage in order to generate the value and the transformation that they will need to play in this new ecosystem. No? But in order to assure that digital technology is bringing the value that we all expect that it's going to bring, we need to take into consideration three main principles that digital has to achieve. No? The first one is we need to assure that digital technology is able to transform the process end to end. It's not anymore sufficient to assure that we are just improving one small piece of the process. We need to change the process end to end. Second, we need to make sure that the technology is well adopted by the people. You know, technology without people is nothing. No? So we need to assure that there is the right level of adoption by the people that is going to use the technology in the future. And the third one is we need to make sure that the contribution that digital is giving to the company is more than just gaining a little bit of efficiency in the tactical KPIs. No? We need to make sure that technology is able to bring big returns in the P&L. And recently, Accenture has made a survey where more than 600 industrial companies has worked in order to analyze what is the digital maturity index that the different industries have today. No? This index has been elaborated combining different dimensions. No? We were using what is the technology contribution to the asset utilization, so the machinery that we have in the plants. We were also trying to leverage how much the platforms are contributing to increase collaboration among suppliers, customers, and OEMs. And we were also analyzing to what extent technology like apply intelligence or analytics is contributing to improve the efficiency of activities that are very much data intensive, like, for example, planning. No? And, you know, the good news is that aerospace and defense today is ranking in number 2 after oil and gas, that is, you know, a very capital intensive industry, achieving in the range of 44% of the index, this maturity index. No? The bad news is that none of the industries that we were analyzing, and at the end, you know, we were analyzing more than 10 different industrial sectors, were able to achieve the 50% of this digital maturity index. And the main reason for that is because, you know, the industry has tested so many technologies in the past, but in most of the cases, they were not able to scale up those technologies. No, they were just proof that the technology is bringing some value, that they were not able to extend to every single corner of the company. No, and what is the reason for that? There are several reasons. No, the first one is that, as I said before, technology is not well combined in order to provide end-to-end value in the whole process. No, and this is a topic that has to be achieved in the future. We need to analyze the process end-to-end, and we need to understand if there are enough technology in order to contribute to the improvement of the full process. The second topic is, of course, data is on top of mind in the digital transformation, and once we are incorporating technology in the processes in where we are transforming, we realize that not the full data that the process is generated is well managed and well served by the different stakeholders that are participating in the process. Usually, you know, the machinery is well connected, and we are able to capture information from the machinery. But in some cases, the information that is coming from the the manual activities, the activity that is done by the humans, usually are not gathered in the way that is expected. No, the third layer is, as I said before, how people is involved in the deployment of the technology. And you know, adoption of technology is more than just making good training or improve the communication. Adoption is coaching, is making sure that we let the people know what are the benefits that technology are able to bring. And we need to make sure that, you know, the people understand how they can be more efficient using the technology in order to embrace them and to incorporate into the day-to-day activity. And the last point is, okay, as I said, we were testing in several cases a lot of technology. And usually when you are trying to ask the people, okay, and what is the value that the technology is giving to you? Usually they are always trying to reflect about, okay, I gaining a lot of efficiency, I am reducing the lead times, I'm able to reduce the number of non-added value activities. But at the end of the day, what is complex is to make the bridge between the investment that we are doing in the technology and how the technology is contributing to variables like the revenues that I'm generating or the OPEX that I'm able to reduce. And at the end of the day, this is the main purpose of technology, you know, making sure that we have a real impact in the P&L of the companies.
Yeah, I like that point of view, Eduardo. I like the human factors point of view. I think it's a big deal. And well, the next question is for Luis Miguel. And it's what is the current status of digital transformation in the industry?
Okay, so I think I have split it into main areas. One is how we can have more revenue, and basically it's providing service. And we have two platforms. One is Skywise for Airbus commercial, and the other is SmartForce for Airbus Defense and Space. No. And the other is how we can gain productivity, how we can save costs. And this is where we are doing a lot of things, not only in Airbus, also in all the tier ones and the tier two. So the situation there is, as Eduardo has explained before, we have started with a lot of proof of concept. In some of the cases has run well, in other not so well. But the most difficult thing is the escalation of the scalability of this. No, some of the cases, because the culture is different in each country, so it's not the same to implement one digital tool in Germany than in UK than in Spain. Every country has particularities. And the second one, and this is one of the main difficulty that we have, is that we have a lot of legacy system. We have a lot of tools that coming from the 80s, 19, that is not digital at all, and we have to change, because if not, it's not possible to take this data to the data lake that we are talking about. No, so globally speaking, the situation in the industry is we have. I think everybody has their own plan. We are working on this. And if I have to put on the table some challenge that maybe we can discuss before, is I think we need to work together between Airbus and the tier one, trying to collaborate in the interchangeability of the data. This is something that we have to put on practice if we want to gain more benefits to the digitalization.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so that's so interesting and so exciting and so difficult to put this all together, is it? So Javier, what are the most relevant digitalization issues you're facing as tier one?
Okay, well, I mean, I would just put it in what our customer, in this case, Luis Miguel has perfectly explained, wants from us as a tier one, right? I would summarize this as 3 different areas. Probably one would be reliability. Then another one would be obviously performance in terms of efficiency, and then also the capability to extend their footprint and be the translator and the extension on the value chain from the rules and the definition of the process, right? So how do we try to address these different requests or different needs from our customers? I would say that firstly and foremost, a focus on security. So security aspects, both in, I would say, enabling the business continuity. So we know relevant cases of problems of security and attacks on security that has led into severe problems for some big European manufacturers, tier 1s and so on. There was a big case 2 years ago, but there have been many, and that's something we have to be very vigilant to protect. And then as well, the other aspect of security would be to also protect the intellectual property, which is a key for the European industry to maintain and protect. So that's probably covers the baseline for all the rest of the activities to happen, right? The focus on security. The second, I would say, like Luis Miguel has just explained, collaboration is key. I mean, we need to work on the seamless communication with our customers and work a lot in that communication process, as well as the downstream, the value chain, to be able to traction the value chain in order to be related to that collaboration, seamless collaboration upstream, right? A third pillar in terms of initiative, because there are many technologies and many capabilities to do things, we have to select which ones are more related and more and address more the performance-oriented initiatives, and convert all the possible things to do into things and prioritize that those initiatives in performance-oriented ones, right? I would mention bringing digital to the shop floor, the capability to, I mean, at the end, we're a design and manufacturer as well. And so we need to focus our digital capabilities into the shop floor. And as I always say, converting manufacturing process in digital is not only migrated the dotted lines you find on a paper into a screen, is rewriting the process into a set of rules and a set of in order to make them system actionable, and that's a process that takes many skills to perform, right? And I would also focus on the speed in change management process in order to relate the design and the changes process into the manufacturing area, and we've been working a lot in that process, and certainly we will keep on working in speed and in gaining agility in that change management process. And then I will add another one to the one mentioned by Eduardo. I think that in order to scale up and to get a more global footprint, it's important to have a scalable and repetitive industrial model. So it's not only about technology, data, and people, but also to define a model that you can repeat and you can scale up. I mean, you can afford to spend time once defining that model, but certainly you have to make sure that you don't do it more than one time. So you need to plan accordingly. And I will end saying that many of the things are about agility, right? So our customers and the market is expecting from us to enable shorter development and industrialization phases, and therefore agility is also about collaboration and the capability of putting that into a teamwork and making it happen throughout the collaboration and the value chain.
Okay, you have a lot of work to do. Okay, Eduardo, this is for you. It's a nice question. It's how digital transformation would contribute to achieve targets defined by the European Union Green Deal?
Okay, you know that next generation funds, the main focus probably is going to be on the digital plus sustainability. No, so this is clear one of the opportunities that the industry will have in the future in order to become more mature in the level of digitalization that they are achieving, plus the level of accomplished that they have on the ambitious target that the Green Deal European community has defined, no? Which is to reduce very aggressively the emissions by 2013 and 2015. So that means that, of course, it's an opportunity to use the public fundings in order to start making some changes, no? And to my understanding, you know, the industry is already doing a lot of things. So the industry is spending money and a big effort in order to make products, to design products that are more conscious about the environmental policies. Of course, with new and we were in the previous talk, and they were talking about the hydrogen as one of the key elements. But also, to my understanding, they need to start combining all the initiatives that they have around the product with initiatives that are also improving the processes. No, we know that there are so many processes that today has room for reducing the emissions. We can talk about green procurement. We can talk about all the things that we can do in logistics, in transportation, and a lot of things that we can do as well in the plants. No, Javier was talking about the plants before, and I think there are a lot of things there. No, also there is a big change in the mindset of the management of the people that are in the industry. No, because in some cases they realize that, and I think everybody is very conscious about, you know, achieve the targets, but they think that it's an investment. But also, you know, this investment can generate a lot of short-term value in the company. And I will try to give you an example. Recently, we have been working with one of the European industrial companies that has more than 50 industrial sites in Europe, in different places in Europe. And we were working with them in the development of a control tower that is trying to improve the energy consumption in the different industrial sites. Now, all the machinery that is already installed is giving information to this control tower. And in the control tower, we have three different kind of profiles. Now we have people that has a lot of expertise in the industry, in the core processes of the industry, people that are mainly data science, and people that has a deep knowledge of what are the consumption patterns, so are very close to the utilities companies, and they know how to make better contracts and how to use better the energy consumption. No? So the combination of these three skills in a single platform, and of course the use of massive number of data are giving a lot of value, not only you know, in the way that they are able to understand how to reduce. They are first of all understanding the patterns of the consumption of the machinery, but they are able to start identifying a couple of best practices in order to reduce the energy consumption in this machinery. But they are also incorporating some best practices in the processes, in the industry core processes, like the maintenance or like the scheduling of the activities, in order to reduce the energy consumption. At the end of the day, you know, when you combine all of this knowledge into one single platform and one single solution, of course, this company has been able to reduce, comparing with the previous year, by 10% the emissions that the sites are generating by the machinery. But they were able to also reduce the billing that they are paying in energy, because they have been able to incorporate bold solutions to consume the energy in a better way. No? So these two elements, the combination of digital, deep knowledge of the industry, and data are bringing the value that the company is expecting to receive.
Okay, thank you. So Luc, mon ami, What challenges are you facing regarding to digital transformation in MRO?
Well, basically in MRO, the first challenge we are facing is competition. So we are competing with low-cost countries, so with Eastern countries and Asia, and to be stronger with regard to our competitors, we need to build more value added and to show that we offer more than the other. So of course, better prices, which is quite a challenge. And also to offer more technology and more reactivity to our customers. So this is really the greatest challenge. As I was saying before, tracking is a key, also a key challenge for us. So and to show on real time our activity and to have full transparency with our customers is also something important. And more also the customers, all the customers, all the aerospace world become more digital. So we need everybody needs to be digital now. And maybe on the next step, I will pass the word to François Doré, who is our general manager of strategy and innovation, who will explain the roadmap of what we are putting in place in terms of digitalization.
Yeah. So, but what are you developing to face all these challenges?
That's what I would like to do, to pass the word to François Doré.
Oh, okay, François, welcome.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is François Doré, and as Luc said, I'm ExCom member in charge of strategy and innovation. I will try to share with you one slide. Can you see it? Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. So I can't see it anymore. Yes, I can see it. So that's okay, you can see it. As Eduardo explained a few minutes ago, there are lots of proof of concept down everywhere in our industry around digitalization. I would like to share with you not proof of concept, but what we are really doing in the real life about digital. We started 3 years ago, 3 years and a half ago, by thinking about digital recruitment. We focus on how we can use digital in the recruitment process, and we managed to share database around all our sites in order to speed up the process of recruitment. As you know, 3 years ago, it has been a very tough topic to deal with, how to attract new candidates. So we have been working on this aspect first. Then we switched to a more on-field topic, and we focus on tooling localization, and we use a way to find our big tools. We are talking about very big tools, 300 big tools in our sites, and we can locate them by ultra-wideband technology plus GPS in order to track them indoor and outdoor. And it has been the first time that we have given the mechanics a way to work with digital in their own hand. Then we switch to the third step, which is working with our engineering staff. As you know, in Sabena, we are not only doing some maintenance, but we are also developing aircraft modification. And we have been using virtual reality and augmented reality in order to help the customer to understand the modification on the aircraft we are doing. And we also realize that virtual reality is a good tool for production team to better understand what has been created by the engineering team. Our main achievement around digital is the project number 4, which is aircraft maintenance tools and pure digitals. After 12 months of project, we have been able to do a full paperless C-check for an Airbus A330. And now these tools with digital task card, digital aircraft documentation, digital defect identification through iPads, all this has been deployed in our Bordeaux site, and all our maintenance operations are done really in real life, paperless and purely digital. The two last example I would like to share with you is the way we use digital in the e-commerce activity for component repair. We have a component repair activity, and in order to ease the communication with our customer, and in order to speed up the sharing of information, we have been developed a portal for component repair activity, and we will push it in the coming months to a pure e-commerce with a full open portal. And the last element we share is how to use data. We talk about big data, but we have been working, especially in purchasing, how to share our data across our group. We have 4 main sites in France, plus other small, and we have been faced to challenge how to do our purchasing, and then we have been working on sharing data. So all these examples, I choose all these examples to comment today that digital work is not only test, it is also real life. And in Savannah, it has been using in the past 4 years, sorry, and now it's reality.
Okay, how interesting. So my next question is for Luis Miguel. Really interested in this one. And how are you going to upskill your employees in this process?
This is a very interesting question. We are debating about, first of all, what are the professions that we need, and the other is what are the competence. So the first one is there is some profession that clearly we are going to need. We are going to need people who really can understand about data governance, data engineering, and for sure all the soft skills that we need for working in Agile as Scrum Master, product owner. And related with our people, what we are doing is a plan where we have several ways. The first one is to introduce them in digital project. And also we have a coffee chat, we have e-learning, and for me the most important is that they can use the digital tool that we are developing, and that they can change the way of working that they have now. The main challenge at the end, and I think most of the speaker has commented, is we now have a lot of data, and we have to be able to take advantage of this data that we can use in supply chain, in manufacturing, in design. So at the end, this is the part of the digitalization, how we can take advantage of the data. And this is, for me, the key point that we have with our people.
Okay. So, I have 2 questions, but it's for you all, right? The first one is, what are the benefits of digitalization? Javier or anyone?
Yeah, well, let me comment also on what Luis Miguel has, because we have the same kind of need. So I totally agree with him in terms of the learning and development approach. So we are working as well in the competence matrix for the different skill sets needed, and in order to try to align skills, capabilities, and competencies with the organizational needs in the future. So that's very important to maintain on track, in order not to have a set of initiatives where people are not able to fully follow and make them part of it, actually, because we rely totally on their capability, as Luis Miguel has said, of make use of the tools, and they make use of data, right? And I will also add to that, I would say in terms of workforce planning to use a broad definition of workforce, including not only human workforce, but also digital workforce, and use that in terms of organizational design. So we would have human workforce and digital or technology as a capability of workforce, and then using all that in a teams and network approach. There is a lot of technology like the one we are right now using, but like and all the organizations right now, especially after the pandemic, is using a lot of collaboration technology. So make sure that we keep on using it in order to focus on collaborate more in the future, not less.
Okay, anyone wants to say something about the benefits?
Okay, for me, you know, and I think Luis Miguel and Javier has mentioned several times, you know, the new profiles that we need to develop, and how to make sure that we are connecting not only the internal capabilities, but as well how to leverage the other capabilities that we have in the supply chain, in the network, in order to provide more value. So more and more, you know, the collaboration with digital native companies is going to be a must in the industry. So we need to make sure that we are prepared and our people is able to understand how other companies that are probably in different environments are working and are dealing and are managing the decision-taking process, because it's something that is going to be relevant. Second point is even the people that will remain doing the same stuff that they used to do before. I can imagine that, of course, the technology will change all the positions probably, you know, but even in the activities that probably are less transformational, we need to make sure that we are understanding how technology is changing the way of acting with the day-to-day. No, so for example, there are today several key data that we are still having in the ground, no, in the soft floor, and this data has to be leveraged, and we need to make sure that you know, this information is capturing, is flowing up, and is arriving to the places in where the decision has to be taken at the right time and at the right speed. No, so usually, you know, these people that today is capturing this information is using local solutions that are very agile, that are very customized to their needs, but in some cases are not well connected. No, how to make sure that we are now covering this gap that we have in order to leverage this information is going to be also a big topic in terms of change management. No, so it's not only a question of training the people in the new technology. It's not only a question of embracing new technology, but it's as well to understand how we need to adapt even the positions that are not changing so much in the ground, no, because they are still doing production activities, for example. No, so for me, it's also an element that is going to be relevant in the future. No, how to change also the environment that is closer to the traditional activities.
Okay.
If I may, I want to highlight two points. The first one in the short term, that is related with the impact in supply chain and in quality. For me, one of the main pain points that we had in the last year was the quality of our forecast. And with the digitalization and with the new technology, our expectation is to improve the forecast that we provide to the supplier. The second point is about quality. So from my point of view, the quality in the industry is very descriptive, okay? So we are using in a very past way. We justify what was happened, but in the future, we have to use this in a predictive way. So we have to anticipate our quality problem, and this is something that we have to work together with the supplier. No? So this is one of the points. And the second point that for me is important in the future is the development of the new plane. We have to be able to reduce the lead time in the development of the new plane. The market is every time more and more changing, and we have to be able to reduce the time and the cost that we need when we develop a new plane, and this is the main challenge that we have with the digitalization in the industry.
So reduce time, that's a key element.
Yeah, reduce time. So far, for example, the A350, we need 7 years and a half to develop the plane, and with the new plane, our challenge is to do in 5 years, or to reduce 2 years and a half with simulation, working in collaboration, as we commented before. Really, this is the main challenge. This reduction of time is also reduction of costs, no, and no recurrent costs.
Obviously.
And all this.
Mhm.
Okay,
To answer your question on services and on maintenance in particular, there are three main objectives of digitalization. The first one is to increase market share. We need to offer new services to our customers, and digital is a good way to propose this. The second one, and it's crucial in maintenance, is to increase performance. Don't forget that we are in Europe and our competitors are in Asia with a lower labor rate, and we need to have digital to increase our performance in order to be competitive. And the third aspect for digitalization is a way to attract young people, and especially people who are digital natives. So this is the three main targets that in services we need to take into account when we implement digital.
okay, I tell you something to you all. I'm the one who's flying the planes, so you better do it well. All right, let's go to human factors regarding digital transformation. Something to say about it? Human factors, that's important.
I can share my experience about this because we deployed, as I explained, a full digital process among workforce. So we are talking about mechanics. In fact, the mechanics has not been the big deal. We gave them an iPad and they have been able to perform the new process. It's not a big deal for them. I think the big deal of taking into account the human factor is more at the management level. At the management level, we have to switch in the way we think the relationship with the mechanics, because the mechanic is more autonomous. He has much more information around him, and the management is a bit different. So, and it's a key point that we have to face in our project.
Oh, that's very, very interesting. Okay, we're running a bit out of time, so let me ask you, all of you, right, some key words about digital transformation. Anyone can start?
Yeah, I can start. That digital transformation is a journey. So we have just started, and we have a lot of years. And I think that at least we need time to really change all the process, all the people, all the data that we have. So we need time.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
No,
Go ahead.
Javier, go ahead,
Javier, anyone?
Javier.
No, I would say that in the A&D industry, I mean, apart from the automotive or other shorter cycle and different approach industry, in our industry, I would say that automation is not enough. So we need to work in order to this short-term cycle that Luis Miguel has been talking about. We need to work in shortened cycle in development using the collaborative approach and making sure we have shared methodologies, shared collaborative process in order to shorten development cycles. Also to, I would say, enhance lead times. So in terms of the demand flow and making sure that collaboration and communication takes her in a very agile way. And then also to, and that point relates pretty much to what Francois has told about the management, being able to correlate more the direct and indirect workforce in order to them to collaborate and take decisions simultaneously, because direct workforce have very direct access to what's happening on the shop floor, and we need to engage in the same time frame the indirect and the management in order to take decisions at the right time, because if not, we're not going to be able to shorten the cycle of decision taking.
Okay, Eduardo.
Yes, for me, one golden rule, which is fit for purpose. So we need to make sure that we are doing investments that really makes the difference. So fit for purpose for me is one key element. And the second one, the environment that is coming just now is a very volatile environment. So we need to make sure that based on digital, we are able to anticipate and to be more predictable. So in the past, always, this is a very complex industry where there are a lot of connections between suppliers and OEMs, and always we identify the issues just when they are already arising. No? So how to make sure that we are leveraging data in order to anticipate the issue, in order to analyze better what are the options that we have in place, and to take the right decision. That's for me the key principle.
Key elements. Okay, Francois or Luc, something to say about it?
Yeah, some word, I would say that digital is now in services a reality. It's becoming a reality, and perhaps quicker than in manufacturing, because as everybody has explained, there are a lot of people involved in the manufacturing side. In the services, as it's more competitive, we need to go quicker, and in Sabina, it's reality now.
Okay, so thank you all for coming, and it has been very, very, very interesting, and I hope to see you again on board. So take care.
Okay. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Goodbye.